Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Monday, the 22nd of November 2021. We're going to start off with this, which is the match report from the under 23s. They played today, they played away to Ipswich Town, and they got their first away point of the season. Now, previously before this, they had played 5 home games and won them all, 100% record. And played 5 away games and lost them all, 0% record. So this is their first away point, but maybe it could have, should have been a bit more because they were winning. We finished 4-4 and they were winning 4-3 going into the injury time. So maybe they should have done a bit better. I don't know, because it was at the training ground, so the Ipswich's training ground. So Millwall under 20. So this is from millfc.co.uk, by the way. Millwall under 23s drew 4-4 with Ipswich Town in a professional development league on Monday afternoon. The Tractor Boys raced into an early 2-0 lead at Playford Road, only for Chin Ockley to pull a goal back. Ipswich then restored their 2-goal advantage quickly. However, before Kai Grande and Nana Boateng hit twice in 3 minutes, send the sides in from a breathless first half at 3-3, so it's 3-3 at half time. Damn. It looked as though Tom Leahy's goal 10 minutes from time would give Kevin Nugent's side a first away victory of the season as Millwall went 4-3 up. But the Lions were dealt a crazy blow in the 90th minute as the hosts equalised and completed a crazy afternoon of scoring. Connor Mahoney played the first half for Millwall in the side, which included regulars such as Sean O'Brien, Abdul Malik and Tyrese Briscoe. Next up for Millwall under 23s is a home game with Bristol City on Tuesday 30th of November, and as far as I know that will be at the training ground. So, and the Millwall team was as follows: Wright, Smith, Garande, Allen, Ockley, Topoloj, Mahoney, O'Brien, Briscoe, Abdul Malik, Boateng, and Walker came on for Mahoney on 46th minute, and Leahy came on for Briscoe on 65th minute. And the unused substitutes were Hammond, Daly, and Hefzala. So there you go. That was a crazy game, 4-4. First away point of the season, so that's good. They scored 4 goals, that's good. Can you imagine watching the first team score 4 goals? One can dream, but they conceded 4 goals, so that's not so good. But let's move on now to Kevin Nugent's discussion of that game. Nugent summarises Ipswich Bedlam. Kevin Nugent was in 2 minds when discussing Millwall's under 23s 4-4 professional development league draw with Ipswich Town on Monday afternoon. We were a real attacking threat today, but we were not doing enough to stop conceding goals just yet. Nugent told millfc.co.uk after the dust settled on Monday's extravaganza. The Lions were 2-0 and 3-1 behind before beginning an incredible comeback, nudging themselves into the lead 10 minutes from time through Leahy's strike. So yeah, so they were 2-0 down and 3-1 down, and they come back to 4-3. So they didn't give up. They kept going. They believed in themselves. They got it to 4-3, and oh no, 4-4. So even at 3-1 behind, we had about 5 chances they had to score before we did through Kai and Nana. Our last 3 games have been like that, so there is a lot of work with going forward. So not much there in that story, to be honest. Yeah, just a couple of lines. But as we've said, Connor Mahoney played the first 45. So what's happened there? Apparently, he's got injured again. So he gets back fit. He plays for the under 23s, and he got injured in that game today. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. What is happening? Connor Mahoney's game time for Millwall under 23s cut short. Injury set to be assessed. Conor Mahoney asked to play minutes for Millwall under-23s today, but the winger's game time was shorter than planned. The 24-year-old, who is a free agent at the end of the season, has not made the Lions squad for 8 of the last 9 championship fixtures. Mahoney has not featured since the 1-1 draw at Forest when he came off in the 69th minute with a minor hamstring injury. He was back on the bench for the Stoke City match towards the end of October as an unused substitute, but then he has not been involved in the 4 fixtures following that. I thought he was injured. Wasn't he injured? The Lions development side drew 4-4 at Ipswich earlier today. Mahoney came off as a precaution, again with his hamstring, and is set to be assessed. It is hope any setback is not a serious one. Ben Thompson down the pecking order in midfield has also turned out for the under-23s in recent games. Conor Mahoney came and asked if he could play, said Millwall manager Gary Rowett. It's the same sort of scenario where a player needs some match minutes. When they show an appetite to want to do that, we don't want to stop them. And Ben Thompson didn't play in this game. He didn't, did he? No, so Ben Thompson wasn't involved in that game. Which is interesting. So yeah, Conor Mahoney comes back to the under-23s, gets injured again. Oh well. Moving on now to Loanwatch. A fantastic Loanwatch from newsatden.co.uk. What is happening? So, attacker nets first senior goal plus bragging rights for Leyton Orient defender. Isaac Olofi scored again, but Alex Mitchell ultimately came out on top in the battle between 2 Millwall loanies at the weekend. Olofi put Sutton United 1-0 up at Leyton Orient with his 5th goal of the season, but the hosts, with Mitchell on the right side of a back three, stormed back to win 4-1. Former Millwall striker Harry Smith scores twice after Theo Archibald had levelled before Tom James added another late on to send Kenny Jackett's side up to 6th in League 2. Sutton dropped to 9th. Orient away at Scunthorpe on Tuesday, so that's tomorrow, while Sutton host Mansfield. In National League, Jaden Davis scored his first senior goal in senior professional football, but it wasn't enough for Kingsley Town to get anything from the game as they lost 3-2 at Bromley. Davis scored in the 6th minute before Michael Cheek equalised 2 minutes before the break. Ross Barrows put the visitors back in front in the 51st minute. James Alabi got another equaliser 11 minutes later before Cheek's second in the 70th minute. It was Town's 6th consecutive league defeat. They are second last in the table and are at Stockport County on Tuesday. It is now 8 consecutive National League defeats for Dover Athletic, the only side below Kings Lynn. Junior Tenzia played the full game at left back in their 3-1 defeat at home to Halifax Town. Billy Walters scored twice and Kieran Green got a third after Ben Williamson and made it 1-1 with 13 minutes left. Dover are on -9 points and host Wealdstone on Tuesday. There was better news in the 5th tier for Dan Moss, who played another full game at right back as Yeovil won 1-0 at Dagenham and Redbridge. Paul McCallum's own goal in the 45th minute, followed by Elliot Johnson sending off, was enough for Yeovil to claim 3 points. The Glovers are 13th and travel to Bromley on Tuesday. So tomorrow, Bromley versus Yeovil. Should be a decent game. In League 1, Portsmouth continued their resurgence as they came from behind to beat AFC Wimbledon 2-1 at Fratton Park. Okay. There were wildly contrasting experiences for 2 young lions in National League South. Arthur Penny was in Welling United's defence as they were thumped 6-0 away to Ipswich Town. Oh my days. Braces from Rakesh Bingham and Craig Tanner and an Alfie Egan goal had the host 5-0 up at the break. They scored another minute from time through Elliot Romain. Welling are 15th in the table. Their next game is at home against Eastbourne Borough on Saturday, December the 4th. Really? Why is that? That's a way away. Is that because of the FA Vase or the FA Cup? Could be. Also in National League South, Ryan Sandford kept a 2nd consecutive clean sheet as Maidstone United won for the first time in 7 games with a 1-0 victory at home to Chippenham Town. John Luque scored the only goal in his 22nd minute. Maidstone on 9th and travelled to second place Ipswich on Tuesday. Now this will be interesting, won't it? Now Ipswich just smashed Welling 6-0 at home. Now they're playing Maidstone at home. So this will be a real test for Ryan Sanford. If he can keep a clean sheet against Ipswich United, wow, we will see what he's made. He's going to be up against it. Meanwhile, holders St Johnstone are out of the Scottish League Cup. Hayden Muller was an unused substitute as James Forrest came off the bench to score the only goal and send Celtic into the final against Hibernian. The Saints host Hibs in the league on Saturday. Yeah. Hayden Muller dropped and St Johnstone conceded a goal and lose. Damn. So, one of the players here, we've got a whole load of players out on loan. Jaden Davis, now his initial loan to Kingston Town was a month, and that month is up. So we've got this story here from, this is from kltown.co.uk. It's Kingston Town's official website, I believe, and it says Kingston Town can confirm they will not be extending the loan of attacker Jaden Davis. The 19-year-old had arrived at the Walks on an initial 1-month loan deal. Davis, who recently scored his first league goal at the weekend against Bromley, a brilliant solo effort and beating 4 defenders before smashing the ball into the roof of the net. And you can watch the goal there, but that's on Bromley FC TV. If you want to watch that, you can do that. It is a pretty interesting goal. Everyone in the ground assumed that the ball had gone out, but you got to play to the whistle. Did the whistle go? No, didn't. Keep playing. So yeah, so his 1-month loan deal was done, and they're not keeping him, or he doesn't want to stay there, or Millwall want to send him somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. Did he do enough to get into a League 2 club, or maybe in a higher up team? Kingston Town, they're really struggling. They're second from bottom, only above Dover. They've lost like 6 games in a row, what we've just read on the previous page. So maybe doing well at Kingston Town, he's now got an opportunity to go to a better club that might actually play a better football and be winning. And what do the fans say? Well, this is from the Linnets.co.uk. It's the Kingston Town forum, and apparently some guy said, well, that's Davis back to Millwall, probably one of the only new players that showed any creativity and pace, and we let him go. What the heck is going on with the club at the minute? Doesn't seem a happy place, and SC seems to be on the path of destruction to bring down the club. Nobody decent will be left there soon, and anyone with a quarter of a brain cell will be distancing themselves from the club and SC. And another user writes, loan period was 1 month. He wasn't asked to keep, only on loan. Yes, he done well, but you don't know what has gone on behind the scenes to try and keep him. If indeed we wanted to, let's keep a bit more positive. And that was Nigel there. So yeah, fans love him apparently, but he won't be sticking around there. We'll see what happens. So that is it. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.